Are you coming? Jan asked as she stood by Victoria's desk. Just a minute, Victoria said, not looking up from her computer screen. Her fingers flew across the keyboard as she completed her report. With the last keystroke, she saved the document and got up. Okay, I'm done. Let's go. As soon as Victoria took her seat, she became conscious of the tightness in her shoulders. A new position had come up in the department, and it was important for her to make a good impression. She failed to get the job the last time, and it frustrated and depressed her for days. But this time her prospects were better. She went into the office early and submitted her work well in advance. The only problem now was getting over her stage fright. Every 2 weeks, they had a team meeting, and each person was expected to talk about their projects. When everyone's eyes were turned toward her, she usually froze. It was the most maddening thing. Her coworker elbowed her, jerking her out of her thoughts. "It's Cameron," she said in a low voice. Victoria narrowed her eyes at the calm and confident man sitting across from her. Jan was under his spell, but then again, so was everyone else. Ever since Cameron joined the team, everyone flocked to him, but the sight of him irritated her. He was too good-looking, charming, and everything came to him easily. It was unbelievable how much impact he had in such a short amount of time. After he finished his presentation, Susie, their boss, gave him a broad grin. Victoria glanced away as a slew of negative emotions simmered inside her. "We're doing a trade show in New York, so I've chosen Victoria and Cameron to represent the company," Susie said. Victoria already knew the arrangement, but she still didn't like it. After the announcement was finished, everyone returned to their desks. "I don't know why everyone likes him," Victoria muttered under her breath. She turned to her friend. "What does he have to offer aside from his looks?" "You're lucky to go to New York," Jan pointed out, "but if you dislike him so much, I'll go in your place." Victoria shook her head. As much as she hated Cameron, she couldn't turn away this opportunity. If she did, she'd kiss the promotion goodbye. And besides, she needed the higher income so she could send extra money to her family overseas. A few days later, she and Cameron were sent to the convention in New York. On their flight, she pretended to sleep so she could avoid speaking with him. Hours sped by, and they landed at their destination, only for her to discover that her luggage was lost. She freaked out at the airport, but things started to look up when her suitcase was found a few hours later. The trade show itself started off without a hitch. She had expected Cameron to slack off, but to her surprise, he pulled his weight and helped her gain more potential clients. "Do you want to go to dinner with me?" she asked him after the second day of the trade show. He hesitated for a moment, and she began to feel embarrassed. "Forget I asked," she said. "I'm sure you have better things to do." "No, it's not that," he said. "I thought you hated my guts." Victoria winced, knowing that her actions weren't exactly hidden. When she recalled her actions, she realized that she was quite unreasonable. "I was mistaken about you," she said, her tone apologetic. "Maybe we should call a truce." He agreed to the truce. They went to dinner and decided to eat together for the rest of the week. In the meantime, Victoria discovered that Cameron's charm was actually a part of his personality. She felt relaxed in his company and found that they had a lot in common. They spoke about everything, including their career aspirations and their families. By the time the trade show ended, she discovered that she liked him, and he seemed to like her in return. They returned to the office, and their boss was satisfied with their work. Many new customers had signed up with their firm. Cameron had also coached Victoria on public speaking in New York, and she used his advice to improve her presentation skills at the meetings. One day she was in the bathroom stall when she overheard two women talking about the job opening that she was interested in. One lady was the boss's secretary. Victoria knew she shouldn't have eavesdropped, but she was curious to see if her name would come up. "I'm sure Cameron got the job," the secretary said. "He's with Susie now." Victoria's heart stopped at hearing the news. When she returned to her desk a few minutes later, she passed Cameron, who was just stepping out of Susie's office. He started to greet her, but she walked past him. Cameron looked confused, and she felt his eyes on her back. She just couldn't bring herself to speak to him. Likely, if she opened her mouth, she'd burst out into tears. She'd worked so hard to get this promotion, but it was all for nothing. As Victoria took in a staggering breath, the phone at her desk rang. She was surprised to hear the secretary's voice on the other end. "Susie wants to see you in the office," the woman informed her. Victoria was tempted to decline. After all, Cameron already got the job. Why should she go and have his success shoved in her face? But she pushed aside her resistance and walked over to the boss's office. "You called for me?" she asked. Susie beckoned her inside. "I want to offer you the job," she said. "I thought you were giving the job to Cameron," Victoria said, surprised. "Why would you think that?" Susie asked. She explained that Cameron had no interest in the job. In fact, he was resigning. He had come to our office to put a good word in for Victoria, and this information was what solidified her decision. After she finished speaking with the boss, Victoria tracked Cameron down. "Why did you do it?" she demanded. "Why are you leaving the company? I know you wanted the job as much as I do." Cameron turned from his computer screen and looked at her. "I have other options," he said. "Besides, I know you want the job so you can help support your family." Victoria felt her heart soften at his kindness. He took himself out of the running because he wanted to help her get this new job. "You know, we got off on the wrong foot," she said. "Do you think we can start over?" "Of course," he said. "How about you go out with me tonight? We can celebrate your ascent to the top." "It's a date," she said, smiling warmly at him. And it was a date, and it would be one of many. What did you guys think of the story? Please comment in the comment section below. I can't wait to read your answers and discussions. Thanks for watching! And don't forget to like and subscribe to get the latest stories to warm your heart. Until next time, bye!